Well, hello enemies, book lovers. My name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. It is time, finally, to finish this book. The last thing I read when I left off was chapter, 54. Spoilers from this point forward. I would hope you would know that by this point, but this is part 2. I already read the first half of this book. This is the second half of this book. Huge, major spoilers. I'm going to be spoiling the entire book the entire time. I left off on chapter 53, and we are currently on BooksToAshes chapter, so I am excited to continue this. It is getting late. I'm probably not going to read it right now, but I wanted to do an introduction, but I will update you and read as I go. So you're gonna see me constantly moving from couch to the other bedroom to everywhere in this house. So yeah, apologies, it's gonna be chaotic. But we're gonna do the same method as I did last time. I'm gonna talk about what the chapter's about and tell you what happened and how I feel about it and that kind of thing. So let's start, or continue, I should say, Oathbringer. It has been months in the making of me actually finishing this book. I think I'm just scared, honestly. I'm a little overwhelmed, but I also love this series, so I can't really complain about continuing it, but we'll try our best. We're gonna see what happens, okay? And I'm sure it's gonna go great. I'm sure I'm gonna have a good time. All will be great. I'll be so happy. How dare this book do this to me? So let's continue Oathbringer and finally get to the ending of this book. Hello. I'm back to my usual setup of being in my room in the dark. And technically, okay, I was on 54 before the vlog started, but I read 54, which was BooksToAshes chapter. In that chapter, there was a Parsh woman and her name is Leshwi, and she was actually the one that BooksToAshes kind of like ended the life of in one of the earlier chapters that he was in. And then she like said that she's back, and he was wondering how, obviously, because like how is she back? I mean, she's not supposed to be. And she said, "This is the new body offered to me in sacrifice to bond and make my own, so I have none." And he asks her, "Are you a spren?" And she doesn't answer him, which is intriguing. And then BooksToAshes annoyed me because he is going to train the Parshendi or Parshman, whatever, to use a spear to fight. And I'm so mad because Kaladin taught him to do that. And the fact that he is going to teach them now after he betrayed Kaladin, I'm a little bit mad about it. I'll be honest with you, but it's fine. Chapter 55 focused mostly on Rlain. How do you say his name? I tried looking up like pronunciation guides on YouTube and I couldn't find anything, so you have to deal with it. If you're an audiobook listener, I'm so sorry. We kind of saw like POV of him, which was really interesting because I feel like we don't see much of him, and I think he's getting a little agitated. Like he likes Bridge 4, but understandably speaking, he's kind of having a hard time considering everything that goes around the Parshendi and how they feel about them and how they don't really like focus on him. He's kind of just there and they just forget about him all the time. I feel really bad for him. And even the way he speaks and looks at Kaladin kind of sits with him and he says, "Can you tell me how it feels?" And Rlain says, "I can try." So he's actually trying to speak with him, which is really nice to see. I really like Kaladin. He always tries his best, even though he doesn't like succeed all the time, but he's trying his best. So I'm a little nervous for Rlain. I feel like he could potentially be a problem, but I'm really cheering for him. I really like him, so I'm hoping nothing bad happens. But yeah, we are now on a Dalinar chapter, which is nice. I do like Dalinar, and we are in chapter 56, Always With You. What? Dalinar just met Odium from his vision. Oh my god, it's the next chapter. 57, Passion. I didn't know his chapter was next. Okay, I need to keep reading. I finished part 2, and we're about to start the interludes, as you can see here. That was an interesting one. So Dalinar spoke with Odium, which is if Odium. He spoke that he needs to find cultivation, although randomly, he stopped talking and seemed to kind of like turn around when he sensed someone and then disappeared right away. I'm like, that sounds a bit strange. And then we find out it was Lift. And I'm like, what's up with that? Because like, I don't think Odium's afraid of her, but she's definitely more powerful than we assume. Also, it mentions that Dalinar says he's never met cultivation, but Odium says, of course you have. She simply robbed you of that memory. I don't think this is the Weaver. What's her name? The one that like removed his memories early on. That cannot be cultivation, right? Like, I don't think it's cultivation. We're gonna start the next interlude. I want to see who these people are. So I looked at the 3 different characters. Taravangian is the king, and he's the one that has like different levels of intelligence every single day. I do remember him. Venli is a Parshwoman from the people that knew Ishanai, and then Kaza is actually a new character. So we actually have a new character for the interlude. I mean, I don't know if we need any more. We have a lot already, but Kaza is a new one. Is Kaza alive? So Kaza's kind of cool. He was on the first Dreams ship or boat, whatever, to go to a place called Akana. And it's like a island surrounded by spires of rock. And she went into that area and everyone started passing out. And we find out the cook actually poisoned her and everyone else so that way they couldn't get there. It's a very powerful place, big secrets, big treasures, but the cook did not allow it to happen. And so we see Kaza, who is like the character that has like the soul caster and parts of her body have become like they're starting to break apart essentially and become like shadow and mist, and she only has like a few years left to live at most. And so she wants to find something there to help her, but again, like I mentioned, the cook poisoned them all. And she mentions at the very end that she allows the soul caster to completely make her into shadows itself. Her choice, her destiny. I don't know if she's alive, but I guess I'll find out in a later installment, because there are interlude characters who have not been talked about since book 1. So I'm going to keep my notes up. I have multiple pages of notes that I've been keeping since all of Cosmere books. So we're gonna find out, I guess, eventually, if I know who this character is. But until then, it's Taravangian's chapter. And I guess I'm just gonna continue after what the heck just happened. I don't even know, but here we are. Let's just keep reading. I finished the interludes. Taravangian is very smart right now, and he's kind of funny when he's like this. Like, obviously he's annoying, but it's kind of funny at the same time. I actually laughed out loud at one part. I don't really know if I can say it because of YouTube. We see him talking about like the diagram and cutting it up and making new plans and whatever. And then we see Venli's chapter, which is the parshwoman that was with the group of the other people. Venli is with her ex-mate named Demid, and Demid and her group kind of want to take on a new form. Ulim is like the little person of Odium's spren that's like telling them to do this. And so they go into the Everstorm or whatever, and all of them except for Venli comes out in their new form. And we find out that they actually just don't survive it. Demid isn't alive anymore, and Venli, of course, in this situation is distraught. She's grieving because she really cared about him, and so it was really impactful for her, but she's also realizing it didn't work on her. Everyone else it did, but not for herself. And Ulim is like, oh, what's going on? Okay, whatever. I also kind of like the fact that he's kind of like, I like his personality. He's kind of like, oh dear, oh bother, this isn't good. I kind of like his personality. But we notice that Demid is now Hariel, and Hariel is like completely new version of him. He's pretty much just a different person entirely, and Venli's having mixed emotions about this. But also, while this was happening and she was in the Everstorm, she felt something tell her like, you can't have her, she's mine, or you can't have this one, she's mine. And I don't know what her spren is, but I am so curious. Like, I really want to find out. And the last line is her spren saying, ready yourself to be carried, we must travel to Alethala. Yeah. I don't know about what this is about, and I don't know what this means, but I am intrigued, to say the least. I need to know. I'm very curious. But part 3 is starting. Defying truth, love, truth. Ow, what the heck? Here it is. So, the characters for this one is Dalinar, Shallan, Kaladin, and Adolin. So, our usual characters, which is nothing wrong with that because I love them. We're on chapter 58, Burdens. The artist that's done all these, like, pieces of artwork, so talented. But yeah, my next chapter is going to be 58, which is Burdens, which is, of course, a Dalinar chapter. Dalinar is so cool. He's fighting Queen Fen's son, and he gets, like, stabbed in the chest, and he, like, pushes it in deeper and is like, that was a good one. So cool. They're currently in Thaylen. Dalinar and Abani are in Thaylen. It's been destroyed from the Everstorm, which is like really sad because it was a place of like art and architecture, and it's just been decimated by the Everstorm. And so they're there right now currently. Dalinar is so cool. I know a lot of people don't like him. I feel like I've heard people say he's like boring or they're just not interested in him. I find him to be really interesting. I like him. He wants to kind of do things peacefully now though. And after that scene, he was kind of upset with himself, but he actually ended up like listening to like a bunch of spren from the buildings saying to unite them or whatever. And so he like grabbed a huge marble slab and put it back in place. So cool. So that's where I left off last. I just needed to express that because that was so good. Also, the spren or whatever it was called him Bondsmith, but very interesting still. You know, it's a bad sign when the next chapter is Nightmare Made Manifest. That scares me. They're currently in Kholinar, as you can see by the map, and something's wrong. So this seems like a bad omen. So I finished it. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I kind of expected it to be a lot worse. But I just have to say, I love Adolin, Shallan, and Kaladin. They are so freaking funny, like the trio. Although, I'm so scared because it's like a love triangle right now, and I'm very confused as to what I feel about that. Like, do I ship Adolin and Kaladin? Do I ship Shallan and Adolin, or do I ship Shallan and Kaladin? So many names, so many things to do. The disguises that Shallan put on Kaladin, and he's like, what is this? And how Adolin is all attractive despite being older, And Kaladin's like, that's not even fair. It made me laugh. I loved it so much. I love the humor. It's so good. Very interesting. So Shallan just told her friends that are kind of like in the spy group about her, you know, alter ego of Vale. And Ishna says, oh, I thought Shallan was the fake one and Vale was the real one. And Shallan says, wrong. They're both equally false. That's painful. I feel so bad for Shallan. But at the same time, she's such a good character. I love her so much. Also, we are in Kholinar, whatever it's called. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. We're there currently, and the Spren are all weird. They're all acting strange. They all look different. Very strange, to say the least. And then Shallan actually like fell in front of all the men, and like her safe hand was exposed and her like skirts went up, and she did this on purpose to show her shame spren, but I kind of found it kind of funny. Like, again, I love these chapters of these characters. They're so good, and I love the humor in this book. We are now moving on to 63, Within the Mirror, which is another Shallan chapter. Okay, that was intense. Again, I know I keep saying that, but that actually was this time, with Shallan going into the castle to deliver a message or a letter to the queen, and one of the guards just spears her right through the chest, and obviously they assume she's not alive. They put her into a room, and then she manages to get out, and Kaladin is so worried about her. Oh, sorry, Vale, sorry. She's in the disguise of Vale. But anyway, I don't know what to do. Like, who do I like together? I don't know yet. So in 64, chapter 64, Rock gets the honor blade that Seth used to have, or the assassin in white used to have. So that was really interesting to have Rock have it, although I guess kind of makes sense because he's not going to really use it in a combat setting. Although, what happens if he does? Like, I feel like he could just potentially just start using it in a violent way, which would be kind of wild. I don't think it will happen, but it could. And Dalinar is now going to Azir, which is going to be fun because Lift is going to be in this, and I do like Lift. People have been kind of talking to me in the comments of other videos like Edge Dancer, and I kind of think I like her now. Like, she's kind of a good character to have to kind of break up the kind of personalities in this book series, and I'm really liking her now. But anyway, we're going on to chapter 65, Verdict, which I'm going to assume is going to be very much based off of Azir, and so I'm very interested to see what's going to happen and what is going to go on and like politically with these groups, and see if they're going to help join Dalinar and everything like that. So we'll find out in a moment. Let me go and continue reading. Seeing Dalinar take out a bunch of like paper and giving them essays and them just being excited about it, like the fact that it took paperwork for them to actually consider is actually amazing. I love it so much. I also love this discussion right now. Dalinar just met, well, not met, but he's already met her, but Dalinar and Lift are in the same room together. I love it because like he had a packed lunch and Lift ate it and now they're just kind of talking to each other. And I kind of like just love the discussion around this right now. Before Lift showed up in the scene, the Stormfather and Dalinar were talking, and the Stormfather says, "You've always worried about this, haven't you?" And then Dalinar asked, "About what?" Stormfather says that the world would come to be ruled by pens and scribes, not swords and generals. And Dalinar mentions that like that's true because he cannot read, and so it would be difficult, if not impossible, for him to actually understand what's going on. And so there's like that sense of not knowing that would make him like worry and stress out. Then he was talking to Lift, and he was saying to her, "I was beginning to realize that I'm uncomfortable with the idea of scribes controlling the fates of nations. The thing women write are stronger than my military." Like, I don't know why, but I'm like, hell yeah. You smell like her. Her? The crazy spren who lives in the forest. You've met the Night Watcher? Sorry, they're just talking with the Night Watcher together because they both interacted with her. Excuse me? An animal reacts when it's prodded. You whip it and it becomes savage. And he remembers now. He remembers what happened to Evie. It had started in the cold fortress in Highlands once claimed by Jaq'Kaved. It was ended at the Rift. Oh my god, we have a flashback. They did get them on their side, so they are kind of like helping with them now. But now something's going on with Dalinar. So here we go. I've definitely mentioned it before, but I'm pretty confident. Well, okay, no, it's not true. Okay, I'm not confident. But I have a theory that the reason why Dalinar wanted to forget these memories is because he had the thrill and then ended the life of Evie. So I think that's kind of what happened. And as to why he doesn't want to remember, I think like he was so obsessed with, you know, eliminating people and conquering places, and he loved the thrill, and now it makes him sick. And I am pretty sure it would make so much sense if that is what caused her to not be alive anymore. But yeah, we're about to read this chapter. I don't know if it's going to actually tell me what happens, because like I'm halfway through the chapter currently and we still don't know exactly what happened. But I want to know because I've been wanting to know about this memory for so long now, and we've been like constantly teased about it for the past 3 books, so I want to find out. I don't like Dalinar from the past. He's kind of a jerk, like, honestly. So we don't really know exactly what happened. I don't think it's a flashback. No. We have to be left knowing a bit longer. I guess I have to wait a bit more. We do see that she's upset, she's crying, and he's trying to like comfort her, but clearly it's not working and he kind of just like gives up. And the way he speaks of Renarin, it makes me so sad. I feel so bad for Renarin. Like the way he like completely kind of disregards him, but speaks of Adeline all the time. I hate it. Also, is her name Evie? I'm gonna Google it. If it's Evie or Evie, it's probably Evie, because I'm always usually wrong with my pronunciation. I'm sorry. But regardless of that, look at this. I don't like that. It's Evie. Evie. I'll remember that. I promise you. And also, it's not Sigil, it's Sigzil. Sigzil? I don't know. Like, I think that's how you say it. Sigzil? Listen, I'm trying to look up pronunciation. But also, it's so hard. There's so many names. I wish there was a glossary that had like a pronunciation guide. Give me a pronunciation guide in your fantasy books, please, Sanderson. I beg of you. Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading. The wit, he's here. Well, you know who he is. He's Hoid, but like the wit, you know? Anyway, we have Shallan and the wit. We have Wit, or Hoid, talking about the moon. Mishim was the moon and then became mortal and switched places with Queen Sa. And we kind of hear about the story of how like the Natanatan, how their skin is like blue because of this story. The moon had come to know the one thing that before only mortals had known, loss. And so she learned what loss felt like. We see Hoid with Shallan after he tells the story. He's exhausted. And he says, I miss my flute. I need to know about that damn flute. Kaladin, I know he has it. What are you going to do with it? When are you going to use it? I need to know. Like, it's killing me inside. Who knew I would be so invested in an instrument? But I am. And then Shallan sees something in his backpack, Hoid's backpack. It says, she saw a small jar sealed at the top. It was mostly black, but the side pointed toward her was instead white. What is that? So I have to get ready for D&D soon. And I don't think I can read this chapter. I'm very upset with myself. I'm on page 676, chapter 68. I'm gonna have to take a break, and I'm so mad about it. But you know what? It's fine. Next time I pick it up, I'll be more excited. So this gives me a reason to pick it up next time. Because like I mentioned in my TBR, I've been kind of like slumpy with this book. I've been kind of like not wanting to pick it up, but I'm kind of getting invested in it right now. So that's a good sign. And because I'm so excited for the next chapter, maybe it'll mean that I'll be like more enticed to pick up the book next time. So we're gonna do it next time. I just woke up, as you can tell. It's been a few days. Actually, it's been a few weeks. But I have no books right now currently reading other than Oathbringer. I also have to get this up by next weekend. And I have like 2 other reading vlogs I have to do for other book series. And I have to have space on my phone. So that means I need to prioritize this book. I have, I think, like 8 days. And I might have like a 1 or 2 days in between where I don't read because I need to go to D&D. So that's like taking up a lot of my day. But if I read 100 pages a day, I can get this book done. So we're gonna start prioritizing my reads. We're gonna actually get it done. Let's continue with Oathbringer and actually finish it. I'm gonna do a few things first. I need to make myself either tea or coffee, whatever one. I need to put my dishes away from my dishwasher, and then my dishes I do by hand in the mornings, and also get my laundry ready. So I have a few chores to do, but after the chores, I will start reading. Maybe a little bit B-roll of me doing my chores in the morning. Why? Why not? You know, actually it's more like why? But I'm gonna do it anyway. It's aesthetic, okay? Let me do some chores and then I can get into reading. I hear an animal making sounds. I need to check them out. It's just a chubby crow. Yeah, I called you chubby, but you're cute, so it's okay. You're a cutie. This page is so good. Oh, so good. Honestly, chapter 68 was probably one of my favorite chapters because of how Shallan and Wit get along. I freaking love those two together. I love their conversations. I love the quotes. Oh my gosh, the quotes were immaculate. Amazing. There's a conversation around Shallan wanting to save the world and Wit kind of telling her how it's possible, if it's possible, and why it's possible. But anyway, we're on chapter 69. Nice. And we are on Free Meal, No Strings, a Kaladin chapter. Wait, what do you mean she's a woman? That makes me so happy. I'm gonna say it wrong, okay? There's like 5 different ways to say Azure. It's either Azure, Azure, Hi Marshall, Azure. She's a woman? That's so cool. That's so cool. The moment I read that, I was just like flabbergasted in the best way possible. I'm on chapter 71, A Sign of Humanity, which is a Dalinar chapter, which is from 11 years ago. See, Dalinar, you don't always have to just massacre everyone like that. So he talked to Evie, and she told him, please don't have any bloodshed today. And Dalinar actually didn't. He met with Tanalan, which was the young boy he said, like, let live. Like, 20 years ago. And they actually worked together. Tanalan told him he had someone in its midst, a high prince, that was going to betray him or was, like, you know, working behind the scenes. And he told him that it was Sadeas, which we know he's not a great person. We kind of already knew that. But, yeah, so now we kind of know that now. And he's kind of, in a way, working with Tanalan. I love this. I love when Dalinar is just someone that can actually like talk to people and work around with people. It was nice to see him using his words rather than his weapon. I liked that a lot. Just finished chapter 72. Vale went into Nananav's. Anyway, went to her place, stole her food, took on her appearance. It was such a cool scene. Like the way she took on like her face, and then one of the archers got her right in the head, and she just like, oh bother, and just kept going, and everyone just ran away, which is very valid because same, if that happened, I would have run away too. And she got the food, and now she's like handing it out to people wearing white in hopes that it'll kind of gain the attention of the cult. Very cool and fascinating. It's also cool that Hoyd's kind of trying to help her in a way, like working with her in a sense of the word. And I really like that, although she's not waiting for him. She's like, too bad, I'm gonna do my own thing. And that could bite her in the butt later. But we'll find out, I guess. I mean, I think that Shallan is just taking on a lot more than she probably can handle. But she is very cool. I really like her character. I think she's definitely grown a lot since the book started. And I just love her so much. Hi. I switched rooms, which honestly this room has better lighting anyway, so I should have went in here anyway. But my couch is more comfortable, so you'll see me going from here to my couch. That's all, pretty much. That's all you're gonna see. I'm sorry. I went to have breakfast, and now I am going to continue Oathbringer in this room. So you're gonna see me in here. It's gonna get dark in here soon, so you'll see me off and on from morning until night. But yeah, finally getting to 73. I have been like I've been really in the mood to read lately, so this is like the perfect time. I'm waiting for it to go away though. Like my slump will eventually come back to me, but for now I'm enjoying it while I have it. Only red? That doesn't sound like a good thing. It sounds like the thrill or anger or blood. Okay, we're gonna find out. So you know how I was saying how I was proud of Dalinar for not attacking anyone, and that Tanalan is actually not a bad person, and Sadeas was betraying them? Well, never mind. That's all said and done, because now he's fighting Tanalan's people. But it seems like they're the ones that betrayed him, even though I was pretty confident. I don't really know what's going on. I'm not sure if like he's actually seeing this or if he's going like crazy, but yeah, never mind. Everything I said before, never mind. Yikes. I finished chapter 75. Okay, well, Dalinar's mad. They must bleed, men, women, and children. They must know the punishment for broken oaths immediately. Yikes. And then obviously I feel really bad for Evie because she doesn't want this to happen, but Sadeas is like urging him on, and so of course he's gonna do it. And it feels weird because like Sadeas definitely, I don't know. 76 is still a Dalinar chapter, which is an animal, and yeah. I'm sure this will go well. Like this is a really hard chapter to read. I'm so mad right now. Dalinar, I still like his character, but ooh, I don't like him. I mentioned this before, I don't like him, but he's a good character, like well-written character, but oh my god. Ooh, the old Dalinar, I hate him. I feel so bad, but Dalinar deserves this pain for what he did. Like he just massacred tens of thousands of people for something he didn't even know the actual like answers to. And I think we just find out right now that Evie went to them, and she went into like the prison system And I think well, we kind of know what happened. He burned the whole place down. So she probably didn't survive that. Which honestly, I don't know. I don't feel that bad for him right now. Like, he kind of deserves the pain he's feeling because of his recklessness. So whatever. And Sidious egged him on. Like, I know that Dalnar, I kind of knew that he wasn't a good person, and it kind of does explain that he's been like this for a while. But this, to this extent, is terrifying. I've heard of one other book that had something similar to this, and it's like a very morally gray character that I don't want to say anything about because it's kind of a spoiler. But it's kind of like this feeling where I don't really like him. Great character, but my goodness, he's just really... I feel so bad for Evie. Evie deserved so much better. She was such a sweet person, and she did not deserve what she got, like, at all from Dalinar. But on the Kaladin chapter. So maybe that'll help me feel better. Vatha is with Shallan, or sorry, Vale right now, and they're talking, and Vatha's appearance changes, and she's like, oh, so you're like me. And he's like, what? They're gonna go and steal some food for the cults, so that way they can get on their side a bit more, kind of infiltrate slash kind of get into their ranks for a bit so we can learn more about them, I think. I guess that's what's going on, but yeah. It's funny that Vale likes Kaladin more and Shallan likes Adolin more. It's a very weird but like interesting dynamic. Like the way that her mind completely changes depending on her appearance that she takes on is so interesting to me. Alright, so I'm on chapter 78, Revel, and right now, Vale, or I guess now Kishi, they named her. Shallan did mention that there's probably 2 unmade here, and both of those are probably in this location. It seems very obvious that that's kind of what's going on in this scene right now, and why everyone's like eating and seeming to be like this glassy look in their eye. And the only reason why she's not falling for it is because of pattern. We love pattern. This is also like a dual chapter. It's Shallan and Kaladin, so Kaladin is going to sit with Azure and like sitting at the table, which is a huge deal. So I'm kind of enjoying that part too. So like going back and forth, it's just, I want to see what happens, but I love it. I like the little tension, having to wait. It feels annoying, but like good, in a good way. Okay, the drums just went off while Kaladin was talking to Azure, and now something's gonna happen. And now Shallan's leaving this whole thing that's happening, and things are about to go down, and I'm nervous. So chapter 79 was Kaladin fighting the Voidbringers with the battalion of the Wall Guard. It was so good. He was the first one to ever take down one of the Voidbringers, and so he goes up to Azure and he's like, you have to explain yourself. Like, I need to know what's going on here. How are you getting food for this army? And she obviously didn't seem willing to say anything until Beard said to him, like, he took one down. And then Cal reluctantly summoned Syl and, like, placed it on his shoulder. And he says, I'm here on orders from King Elhokar and the Blackthorn. It's my job to save Kholinar, and it's time you started talking to me. And she's like, come with me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're going back to Shallan, though. Chapter 80. So unfortunately, Shallan's acts of kindness kind of came back at her. The people that she gave food to became kind of like targets, and so we see Grund, who is like the younger boy, not surviving as he gets attacked by people, and then the mother and children that she helped save are now fleeing. And so it kind of just goes to show that, like, despite having good intentions, there's always bad people that will use that to their advantage. So I feel so bad for Shallan. Like, she really does not deserve this at all. For chapter 82, it seems like the wit strikes again, or Hoid strikes again. He kind of informed them how if you put a room lined with metal, it is prevented from things like noticing soul casting or using whatever. So that's how they've been able to make food. But Kaladin's telling them about Erithru in order to get to the Oathgate. That's kind of like the issue right now. Chapter 82 is called The Girl Who Stood Up, which is a Shallan chapter, and considering what happened in the last chapter with her, yeah, I'm hoping for the best, because I swear something good has to happen with her. I feel so bad for her. I'm gonna actually cry. Like, I actually teared up. What the heck? Wit is talking to Shallan, and like that conversation they're having is literally making me emotional. It's so freaking sweet. The longer you live, the more you fail. Failure is the mark of life well lived. In turn, the only way to live without failure is to be of no use to anyone. Trust me, I've practiced. Shallan says, I have become Vale to escape the memories, but I don't have the experience that she pretends to have. I haven't lived her life. And Wit says, no, you've lived a harsher one, haven't you? That made me tear up, like, actually. And then he's talking about a story about, what is it called? The Girl Who Looked Up. Why does this sound so familiar to me? I think I might just be mixing this with something else, but this sounds kind of familiar to me. Okay, so he's telling her the story about the girl on the wall, obviously.
And she says she wants to skip the story because it's boring, and he says, okay, fine, what happens next? It says the girl finds the steps, and the girl realizes that the wall hasn't kept something in, but to keep her and her people out. And then Hoyd says, because? And she says, because we're monsters. And then Hoyd hugs her. It just like breaks me. Oh my god. Wit stepped over to Shallan, then quickly folded his arms around her. She trembled, then twisted, burying her face into his shirt. You're not a monster, Shallan, he whispered. Oh, child, the world is monstrous at times, and there are those who would believe— I can't freaking read. My eyes are literally— I'm crying. I can't read it. And there's those who would believe that you are terrible by association. I am. No, for you to see it flows the other direction. You are not worse for your association with the world, but it is better for its association with you. This is probably the most I've cried in a novel. Well, not in ever a novel. I meant in the Stormlight Archives so far. Because I kind of see myself in Shallan a little bit. And the way she thinks about herself is similar to how I see myself sometimes when I'm really not doing well mentally. And it's just really hard. There are certain things I know, Shallan. This is one of them. You can find the balance. Accept the pain, but don't accept that you deserved it. The walled guard has shown up, and Adeline's like, of course, he's probably their leader now or something, storming Bridge Boy. I love Kaladin and Adeline's relationship. It's like the cutest thing ever. But yeah, Kaladin and the wall guard are showing up. I need a little bit of a reprieve, okay? I'm way too emotional right now for this. You've been wanting an army to attack the palace, your majesty, Kaladin said. Well, we're ready. I'm so excited. But I really need to like blow my nose and stop being so gross because yeah, that was actually really emotional for me and I loved it. But yeah, that kind of hurt my heart a little bit. It's like 10:30 at night and I'm crying, so that's fabulous. That was a beautiful chapter. Like Hoyd and her talking was probably my favorite chapter in probably the entire series almost so far. It just meant so much, not only to Shallan, but like the fact that Hoyd just has that in him. And he's always like a jokester and he's always playing around, but this kind of just like shows a side of him that he's genuinely just like cares sometimes. Whew, that was just really beautiful. I love that chapter so freaking much. That was like my favorite chapter ever. Adeline has a chapter now. Crimson to Break, chapter 83. Fun. Okay, well, this will be a nice change, I think. I hope. We're also almost at page 800. We're getting close. We're almost— well, not really. We're still like 400 pages away, but I'm getting still closer. Every single page is a step closer. I have D&D in 2 hours. Well, no, less than that. I only have 1 hour to do everything I want to do. I'm also updating way too often. I already have 33 minutes of content, and we're not even like in the Saturnlands yet. So I really need to cut this down. So I'm gonna have to update a little less often. Sorry. If anything interesting, like actually really interesting happens, I'll let you know. Otherwise, I can't update too much. Hoping to get to the end of part 3 in this before I go. I only have like 40 pages, so there's a small chance. So let me go and do that quickly before I have to leave. I really feel bad for Syl. I'm on chapter 84, and the fighting just happened, and we find Elhokar's wife and his son, and the son was being like bothered by Spren, so Kaladin like slashed at one and actually got one, and it really seemed to be bothering Syl, which makes a lot of sense because Syl is a Spren and he just like offed another Spren with her. I feel so bad for her like right now, and Kaladin's not really focusing on that right now. I just feel so bad. Also, this scene is so tense. We're going from Shallan to the heart to Kaladin with the king and the queen, and I'm so scared. My name is Sha'anat, and I am not your enemy. Shallan is just— she's communicating with one of the Unmade. I'm gonna freaking scream. What the— I'm not even done this scene yet, and I can't. Elhokar, who's holding his son, and he gets hit by one of the weapons, his arm. He collapses, and Elhokar starts saying the oaths. Like, he starts saying the oaths to become radiant, essentially. And Moash shows up. Like, what the— and stabs him in the chest. I'm so angry right now. Elhokar was doing so good, and I was so proud of him, and he was, like, stepping up, and he's holding the picture that Shallan gave him of him looking like the king, and it's just— I don't even want to talk about it right now. I need to finish the chapter. How Moash had the audacity to do the bridge salute to Kaladin. I didn't like him, but yeah, I really, really don't like him right now. Chapter 85, we see them using the Oathgate even though the Unmade says not to, because they have no real choice right now. Like, the place is swarmed. They have no way to get out, so they have to use the Oathgate. It's just gonna bite them in the butt later, but really, what can they do? Like, they can do nothing in the situation. They're gonna get slaughtered anyway.
It's a lose-lose situation. That's pretty much what's happening right now. Wait, there's one more chapter. 87. This place. Adeline. Why is Adeline... What is this place called again? I can't think right now. They're in the place with all the beads. With like the spren everywhere. I think that's where they are. How? How are they here right now? So Azure has been here before. Damn it, I hate this place. Okay, so they're in, what is it called? I'm so sorry, I forgot the name of the place. But they're there right now. Where is Adeline, Shallan, Kaladin, and Azure, which are all people that are Radiants, but Adeline isn't one. Interesting. I am finished part 3. I'm on the interludes now. Venli, Mem, and Shelier, whatever. And I have to stop now because I have to go to D&D soon. I hated that. Like I said, very emotional, but I am so excited to start part 4, and I feel like things are about to happen, so I'm looking forward to it. You'll see me again a different day when I have time. I'm going to talk to my D&D friends about this because they've also read it, some of them, so I'm going to talk to them about it because I cannot. I also forgot to mention something. The ruby that was in the hearth at Erithru, there is a mention of a ruby, a red ruby. It was in one of the like little headings of the chapter. Else callers have to protect the honors drop, which is a ruby. And I'm also wondering if there's a correlation between the honors drop and that ruby. I just wanted to mention it really fast because I noticed that. And like it's a little thing that might be a thing later, so we'll find out. But yeah, I have to go now. So I'll see you guys later. Ta-da! Hello, it's March 10th. I am in such a reading mood right now, and I finally get back. I'm finally going to get back to this book. There's only 400 pages left, and I have like the entire morning and night, so we're gonna make a big dent. I have hope. The interludes starting part 4. So let me just get into it right away because this is already a long enough video, so let's just get into this really quickly. Okay, I'm not even done the interludes, but I have to talk about I-8, which is Mem's chapter. A few things interesting happen. First of all, Mraize is there, which is the Ghost Blood. This seems like almost like the hangout of the Ghost Bloods or something. But the main part is Pom. Pom must be like the more main character than Mem. Mem is just like a wash girl. Pom destroys a painting of Mraize, and then Mraize shows up, and he sees her. He calls her the Ancient One, or just Ancient One. He says, "I know where Telenalat is." Telenalat, whatever his name is one of the heralds. I forgot about that. So they know where he is, which I am curious about too because it's been a while since we saw that guy. So I am interested. I finished the interludes. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. It's mostly about like Venli, who is the parshwoman, and what's going on with her. And also her spren is now named Timber, which is really cute. And then we also see Sheller, which is a Alethi officer who is going to be kind of like executed by the Hardansians. And so they do like the hog treatment where they put him in front of the ocean with oil on him and something like a claw comes out of the water. Kind of cool. But yeah, that is the end of the interludes. Part 4 is Defy Sing Beginnings. And we have Adeline, Shallan, Kaladin, Dalinar, Navani, Seth, Taravangian, and Venli. We have Seth. I want to see his chapters. But yeah, I'm going to start part 4 right now. So let's begin. Adeline's the next in line. Wait, what? Oh yeah, Dalinar is planning on abdicating. You know, I think he'd be a really good king, Renarin. He'd be a great king. I finished chapter 89. They were in Shadesmar. A lot of things happened. I really like how Adeline's the only character that isn't a Radiant right now. I kind of hope it stays that way because we do need to have a character who isn't one, like a main character. And I really enjoy the fact that he's just like a normal person. And yeah, he's so interesting and such a sweet character. I really, really love Adeline. I think he's one of my favorites, although I feel like I like everyone, so it's really hard to choose favorites in this book series, I'll be honest with you. So never mind. We are on 90, Reborn. And as you can see, this is a Seth chapter. So I dying to find out what's going to happen because it's getting intense, and we haven't seen Seth the entire book. I don't think it's been once in this entire book. At least hasn't been a long time. The character Key, who's a Skybreaker and is like there teaching the other people to be Skybreakers, she mentioned the 5th ideals, or all 5. No one has reached the 5th one in centuries. I wonder who will. Someone definitely will, but I don't know who yet. Viv was mentioned. If you didn't read Warbreaker, please don't watch what I'm about to say. So Nightblood said, Vivenna used to tell me that cruelty is only for men, as is mercy. Only we can choose one or the other, and beasts cannot. Seth also says that Shashara is very similar to Shalash, which is the Eastern name for the herald, Shush daughter god. So perhaps the sword's origin was with the heralds. Interesting. We know that Shashara is not alive anymore, so
That's interesting. So if she was a herald or has a descendant of one, is she alive? I don't know. She might have been like reborn. I don't know. I don't get what's going on right now. But we have Warbreaker references pretty much, and I'm so excited. You know what? This entire vlog is gonna have Warbreaker spoilers. I'm so sorry, but I have to do it. What is going on right now? Zeth just drew Nightblood. Colors changed around him, and colors is italicized, which is like Warbreaker. They deepened, growing darker and more vibrant. Oh my god. Like a reminiscent of the magic system. Seth said his second ideal. I'm kind of upset. I don't really like Seth. I think he's a cool character. Obviously, I don't know if I want to root for him though, obviously. But anyway, Kata. We are on chapter 93. It's also really interesting that Adeline can see his spren, the one that isn't alive, and it's like her eyes are like scratched out. And obviously she doesn't talk because of that, but I find it really interesting. I also find it really sweet that Adeline still talks to his sword, despite the fact that she obviously can't speak in whatever. So I find that really interesting. Also, we hear that Azure is a world hopper, I think. She kind of mentioned going to Shadesmart in order to get to their lands. And so I think she's a world hopper from another world. Also, I haven't really been talking about it, but Dalinar has had a lot of flashback chapters of his drinking problem. And right now, Renarin came into the room and hugged Dalinar. And he's like just clinging to his son, and how he's just like hating his sons and how they deserve to hate him. And you can definitely tell that he's going through a lot, which like it makes me feel a little bad for him now. I mean, I know that he did something horrible and I still don't really forgive him for that, but also the fact that he's been this torn down from it is also really upsetting. So it makes sense why he goes to the Night Watcher, or whatever its name is, to forget everything. It's a tough read for sure. I want to keep reading, but that chainsaw is so loud and annoying, and I don't want it to be annoying for you. So I'll cut back to nightfall when it's nighttime. What, nightfall? When it's nighttime, I will come back and read chapter 95. And I am doing good today. I'm reading a lot, so I'm really excited. I'm almost on page 900. We're almost there, guys. Look at that. What's that? That's a different chapter heading. Is this a Navani POV? It said in part 3 there'd be a Navani POV. I'm happy to see it. I've actually read a decent amount. I'm on chapter 98. And I read 97, and they're in Shadesmar, of course. And they go to the lighthouse, and they speak with Rino, Riino, which is like the Shin Man in the lighthouse. And Kaladin touches like the globe that's glowing and sees a bunch of things. And now he's saying that they need to go and help Dalinar, because this is like Odium's champion or whatever. He was mentioned very long ago. He has like the 9 shadows. So anyway, he saw that, and then they mentioned that they have to go to a ship. So there is a ship approaching, which is really cool. Although there's also a mention of a place called the City of Spears, which is southeast of Alethkar by the ruins of Rathalas, which is where the city was burned down by Dalinar years and years ago. And Adeline actually talks about what happened there and how Sadeas caused it and how his mother was, deceased there. It's really hard to read that because like we know the real story now, so it's really hard to read. The Herald of Justice has returned. Nail, Nin, Naku, Nalan, whatever you want to call them, he is back and he's going to help Seth. How do I feel about this? I don't know. That's pretty cool. The Herald's here. I'm scared though because we know what happens when the Heralds return. So fun. So chapter 99, Shadesmar, there's like the ship. We have the Reachers, which are the kind of like machine looking spren that kind of man the ship. We see Kaladin and Shallan having a moment talking. It's really sweet. I still don't know how I feel about it because I don't know what's going on in this like love trifecta, but it's still cute to see that he's kind of like softened around her and asking how she kind of hides that stuff inside of herself and how to like cope with it. She just represses it while he cannot. Like those two characters are so similar in the weirdest ways. They're complete mirrors of each other. They have so many similarities, but such opposite things too. I love Shallan and Kaladin so much. But I want to say, as we start chapter 100, finally, look, we're almost there. We're on page 934, chapter 100. Look at that. But we're here for Dalinar. I cannot wait for everyone to kind of like come back together, reconvene, because I feel so bad for Dalinar right now. He's having a really hard time and everyone's gone and he doesn't know if anyone's alive. So I feel really bad for him. Like, yeah, I kind of hated him earlier, but the older Dalinar, I like him. The younger one, I'm iffy on, obviously, for good reason. Poor Dalinar. Okay, well, now something is using Evie's voice to try to get him to use a thrill. I feel so bad for Dalinar. I did talk smack, but I still feel bad, And now he's drinking because he can't handle it. Anyway, I'm on 101. We're now in Calibrant.
Yay, I think. Maybe. So, it's almost 1 in the morning. Yeah. I can't really help it though. I've been reading a lot of this today. I read over 100 pages today, and I only have 280 left before I'm done the book. So as you can see, I'm almost there. I'm not talking much about Shadesmar. I'm not really updating as often, sorry, but like I can't. I really can't. But Shadesmar right now, they went to the city, and then the Fuse was looking for them, and so they ran onto a ship with Honor Spren, and they're kind of dealing with that right now. There's also talk of Deadeyes, which are the Spren from the Shard Blades that do not have like an actual host, and they're not alive anymore, and Adeline's Deadeye, pretty much Spren, and I feel really bad for her. Everyone's saying like don't be friends with her, don't be friends with your Spren, it's not your Spren, but he's being nice and I feel bad. Also, I love the way that Adeline is with clothing. It's just immaculate. The fact that he loves clothes and he like tailors his own clothes and like likes different styles. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm going to bed now. Like I said, it's like 1 in the morning. So I'll come back to you tomorrow and I'm going to read more. Good morning, everyone. It's been a few days, actually. Unfortunately. It is the 15th of March. I was supposed to get this book done by today, and I still have 250 pages. I have just been really having a hard time picking this up. I want to read other books so badly. I haven't been reading at all because of this book, and I just need to get it done. And it's not like I hate it or anything. It's just I've been reading this book for like 5 months now, and I just want to get it done. I think it's going to get really good now that it's at the end of the book, but it's been really difficult. I think out of all the books so far in the Stormlight, this one has been the hardest for me to read. I like it. I really do. I just think it's the weakest for me so far out of the 3 I've read, not counting the novella. So I don't know. I don't want to act like I hate it. I really don't. It's just been really hard for me to pick up lately, and I have to find motivation to do it. But I think I'm just going to like read it. Like I'm just going to read it. I think when I start, I'm going to be like zooming through it. I just have to get started, and that's the problem. Also, I'm being a little bit self-critical, but I feel like it's really boring, and I'm sorry. Like I'm always in the same spots, but listen, I have a really small place, like a very small place, so it's really hard to go anywhere different. So you're gonna have to just see me on my couch again in my other room again, and I'm sorry about it. I do appreciate you being here and like supporting me, despite the fact that this is not like groundbreaking content. I don't have anything to do in my life. I'm kind of boring. But I'm glad you're here, so thank you for doing that. And I'm gonna go read now because it is about time I do that. So I'm gonna go and update you in a moment, as always. I'm so nervous. I'm on 107, the first step. Dalinar finally came out of what he was going through, and he's kind of like talking to everyone again. But as he's kind of figuring out where the next like attack is going to happen, Taravangian comes up to him and is like kind of emotional, and he realizes how he's like a good person. And I honestly do believe that Dalinar might actually not survive the series, because this book is like very focused on him, and it feels like a conclusion for him, and it feels like this is preparing for something. And yeah, I could definitely see him not surviving. I don't know how long. Like, will he survive the end of this book? It's like 50-50 right now. I don't want Dalinar to not survive. I really do like him. But there's signs, and I'm nervous. We also see more of Mulata, which it's been so long since I've seen her. She's like the Radiant from like book 1 or 2, where she works with Taravangian, and you see her with Spark. Well, she talks about Spark, which is her Spren, and she has the Surge of Division, which causes objects to degrade, burn, or turn to dust, although she can do this with humans too. So that's kind of cool. I do like her. She like took off her glove from her safe hand and just like touched the table and like burned it a bit. Any like female Radiants, I just instantly, they have my heart, honestly. Also officially on page 1000. I'm so excited. Finally, we're almost there. Only 230 pages left. We're almost there. Oh, Azure is hunting Nightblood and Vasher. Oh, why? Who is she? Is she from the Warbreaker universe? Like, is she from that world? Wait. What? Also makes sense because her honor blade is very similar to Nightblood. I wonder if there's association with her weapon and Nightblood, and if Vasher, the person that helped Vasher make Nightblood, is also the person that helped make her blade, or if it's completely different. I'm so interested in this. This is like a whole different thing that I'm so fascinated by. What? Adolin just told Shallan that he offed Sadeas. Okay, this is a really sweet scene. So Shallan is kind of like going through all of her different kind of variations of herself, and she doesn't know what to do, and she's like kind of panicking a little bit. She's just like, I don't know who I am, like which one is your favorite? And he hugs her, so freaking sweet, by the way, and he's trying to comfort her, and she's like kind of just going on a tangent about this, and he just randomly says, I killed Sadeas. What? I freaking love him. He is like so wholesome and bean. He's a bean. He has bean energy. I love him so much. Shalon asks, you never did say which one you prefer. Adeline says, it's obvious. I prefer the real you. Which one is that, though? She's the one I'm talking to right now. You don't have to hide Shalon. You don't have to push it down. Maybe the vase is cracked, but that only means I can show what's inside, and I like what's inside. He is such a sweetheart. I want him to survive. I'm so scared. Like, why do I feel like I'm not even gonna put that into existence? And now Kaladin's doing something stupid, which is, you know what, is pretty accurate. Yikes. Adeline was watching Shalon while Shalon was admiring Kaladin. Kaladin was at the front of the ship, and like the windspren were going by. It was a very beautiful scene, by the way, but Adeline saw Shalon staring at him. And he's been seeing this and noticing it, and I'm just nervous because, like, I don't understand what's going on. Also, Kaladin is getting close to the 4th ideal, so I guess he's going to be the character that gets the 5th one eventually at the end of the book series, which is not surprising. Like, of course Kaladin's going to get the 5th ideal. It seems like it's obvious. Maybe not, but it's pretty obvious, I think. I have a wild theory. It's probably not true. What happens if Ajer is Vivene, or like Vivin, or Viv from Warbreaker? She did say, like, she's looking for Sahel. You know who he is? And Ajer says, we're old friends. I hope it is Viv, though. You also have to consider the fact that Ajer, or like Azure, or whatever you want to call it, is also a color. And we know colors in Warbreaker is important. They're important. Awakening and all that stuff. So I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm just saying it's a color. And she's kind of like breaking off with the other group. And I wanted to know more about her, but we will find out either later on in this book, book 4, or book 5. She'll pop up at some point randomly, probably. Ew. Amaram's here. Gross. I think I'm supposed to be surprised by the fact that the original Voidbringers from like thousands of years ago were just humans, and humans came onto this world of Roshar and took over. I think I'm supposed to be surprised, but I'm not. Because that's what humans do. Like, humans just love to conquer and invade. So am I shocked? No. I actually feel like that's not that surprising. I'm on 113, the last chapter before the end of part 4. I just really want to say this quote. I feel like this quote is very relatable. When discussing humans coming to Roshar, Dalinar says, we weren't able to confine ourselves to what we were given. Stormfather says, when has any man ever been content with what he has? And then Dalinar says, when has any tyrant ever said to himself, this is enough? Unfortunately, very true. And still relevant to this day. I feel like it's always going to be relevant. Every man that has power wants more power. I don't know why. It's just a thing, and I hate it. I tried my best to hide this, the Stormfather said, so we can continue living a lie. It is, in my experience, the thing men do best. Oof. I am now on the interludes. I finished part 3. I am still really waiting for like the climactic part of this book. I've waited over 1,000 pages for it. I will say though, I feel so bad for Dalinar. Again, he tried his best. He did so well politically. He was actually enjoying it. He was actually kind of like getting the hang of it. And then all the secrets kind of spilled out. And now he's back to square one. And an army's heading toward him. And even Bridge 4 is saying, like, we don't want to fight them. This is their land. Why are we fighting and killing them for the place that they lived on first? And I completely agree with that. It's sad. It's messed up. And whatever. It's just a lot. So I'm now on the final interludes, I think, of the book. And we're going into part 5 soon. It is now the 16th. I feel a little low energy, but I need to finish this book by tomorrow. Like, it's a goal to finish this book by tomorrow so I can get a video up, get a TBR up, and be free. Like, I just want to get this done so badly. I am on the interludes, and we have Venli, I believe, Risen, and Teft. Venli, we know who she is. Risen is actually one of the interlude characters Risen was in. It's been a while. We've seen her. She's the one that was like on the islands and fell down from very high up into the water, and we haven't seen her since then. And then there's Teft, who is obviously a Bridge 4 character, and he is the one that's addicted to that substance. I forgot what it is called. So hopefully he's okay, because I know he's been in a rocky situation. So yeah, we're gonna read the interludes and then move on right away to start part 5. I want to see what characters are in part 5. How dare you hurt Bridge 4? How dare you? Not you. I knew this was going to eventually come back at them. Like, obviously this was going to come back at them. So we see Risen, and it's really sad because she clearly does not like her situation. So in the last interlude, she fell from like a very high height, hit the water, and we now know that she's paralyzed from the at least legs down, waist down, whatever, hips down. And so she obviously does not like this, and she's embarrassed by it. And I'm really hoping that in time, she kind of just learns to get better with it, because I can only imagine how difficult that would be for her. But it is really sad to see like her inner monologue on how she feels about it. But we see her going with her people to check the gems out the way that Dalinar told them to, and one of the people end up assassinating some of the guards and grab the gem and run out. And the gem in question is called the King's Drop, which is like a giant ruby that's still glowing after 200 years, and he grabs it but manages to like let it go at some point, and then Risen grabs it instead. And then also, Chiri Chiri is so cute. It's kind of like a Kremling dragon. Like, that's how it reminds me of, like a small-ish Kremling dragon. Very cute. And Chiri Chiri like lands on it and absorbs some of the stormlight, and then even absorbs some of the stormlight from the assassin and gets a little bit bigger. And I'm just like, this is a really cool character concept. I really like it. And in the Teft chapter, obviously I just mentioned that the person that he sold the coat to is now like going into the ranks and pretending to be Bridge 4. And I knew this was going to eventually happen, that bite them in the butt, but it's annoying. But now we are on part 5. Let's see who is in part 5. I'm excited. New Unity. Who is in this chapter? The Knights Radiant? Like, all of them? Okay, the Knights Radiant. Ash. I feel like I should know who Ash is, because like that's the name I go by. Navani, Adeline, Taravangian, Yenagon, Polona, Yavir, and Wit. Who are these people? I'm going to check if I know who these people are. Conclusion with Ash, there could be like 3 outcomes. It could be one of the Unmade, or it could be Shallan's brother. So I guess I'll find out later. That's something I'll figure out as I read. Polona is Sabriel's mistress. So Sabriel was someone that worked with Shallan in the Shattered Plains. She like kind of stayed in his manor. And Yanagon and Yavir are characters I have no idea. They're not in my notes. No clue. So there's 2 people I have no idea about. The other ones I am familiar with. And obviously Wit. I know who the Wit is. And honestly, I really like how Wit is like almost always in the end of the parts, or at the end of the book. But yeah, I'm going to start part 5 now. We're finally at part 5. We're almost there. I'm on page 1070. So let's get started and finish this book. It seems like Cultivation was the one that gave Dalinar the memory. Or like all the memories that changed might have been Cultivation and not Night Watcher. Interesting. I read 114, which was when he lost his memories. Ta-da! I'm back in this room. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it. I still have like 150 pages left. Oh, that's upside down. So I might be able to finish it today. I only have a few hours, so I might not have enough time, which means I'm going to try my best to get through this and read the last part of Oathbringer. So let's make progress. What? Erethru is under attack. Also, Teft. A Spren is trying to talk to him. A Spren is trying to talk to him and get him to say the oaths. But he's being a bit stubborn. He doesn't think he deserves it, which I understand, considering everything. But yeah, if Erethru's under attack, oh my gosh. I am on chapter 115, by the way. So the Thunder class just awoken in Erethru. This makes sense now. This cover, there it is right there. Erethru. So that does make sense. So Odium is now using the Thrill to overtake the Alethi. Anyway, look at this cool artwork. With that aside, look at that. Ah, this is Shadesmar, where the Oathgate is. Cool. Wait, what do you mean, Gliss? Which is Renarin's Spren. What do you mean he's red? Like, oh, that Spren is of Odium. Huh? Renarin? What's going on? Explain. Also, the Fused grabbed the Honors drop, which I'm assuming is from the fireplace I mentioned in Erethru, and they're like, what's the Honors drop? That's what the Else Scholars were protecting. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, I thought maybe that was it. And I think it might have been it. Maybe not. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. I just finished 116. Oh my god. Oh. That's Odium's champion. Oh my god.
There's so much happening, I can't even explain it to you right now. I mean, obviously, we're at the Xanderland right now, so it's a lot. It's a little overwhelming. Amaram is on the side of the Warbringers, obviously, because of the thrill. So technically it's not his fault, but also it's not that surprising at the same time. A solitary figure had somehow gotten around the troops who had already entered the city. He now picked his way across the rubble, wearing a blue uniform, carrying a book tucked under his arm. Unaided and defenseless, Dalinar stepped into the gap of the broken wall and faced the nightmare alone. I'm so scared. Okay, we're on the 117. A red haze drifted amongst the men, images of war and death, a deadly storm. Dalinar faced it alone, one man, all that remained of a broken dream. Stop. And then Lift shows up, so Lift is going to help him get the honors drop, the ruby back. And so he's going to do that, but first he's going to face Odium. God, oh my god. No. No. If Adolin doesn't survive this, I'm actually going to be mad. I'm actually going to be mad. Like, I love Adolin. Don't hurt him. He is such an innocent, sweet boy. Do not hurt him. He got stabbed. And his Deadeye Spren just protected him. So cute. And now he's going to Shallan even though he's injured. I swear. Sanderson, don't do that to me. Don't do that to any of us, actually, but... Okay, so Adolin's really hurt. Kaladin wants to help him. And he's just like, I can't end. I can't fail him. I'm not allowing this. And Syl says the words Kaladin. And that's it. And I have to wait a bit more. So, yeah. Anyway, I need to keep reading. But yeah, the way that this is like the constant breaks, it's so good. Like the kind of like anticipation, the anticipation. If there could be Spren around me right now, you would see them because what's going on? Seth is joining their side. What do you mean our master has given us a task? We shall complete it. He swore his oath to frickin' Dalinar. Are you kidding me? Is that what's going on right now? I can't do this. His ideal, his third ideal. What? Let's finally see who Ash is. She's one of the heralds. So currently she's going to town. There's like a bowl with her depicted on it along with the other radiants. Or with the other heralds, and she like scratches off the one that depicts her because she doesn't obviously probably like it. And then she talks about Mraize, so obviously she had a conversation with him at some point, and now she's with Talon and she's meeting up with him. So that is two heralds in the same place, which is somewhat alarming. Considering that Gliss is like corrupted now, I do not think that Renarin should be I don't think Renarin should be the king anymore. I take that back because it does show that Yasna has to like strike him down, which I don't think it's gonna happen, but yeah, I guess never mind about the whole king thing. Take it back. Is Dalinar the champion? Is he his own enemy? I can't do this. I need a man stronger than Amaram. A man who will win no matter the cost. A man who has served me all of his life. No. He's Odium's champion? This can't be. I will not accept this. We're on 118. The weight of it all. So Seth doesn't have the sheath. One of the parshwomen took it, or like one of the fused took it. And that's not good, obviously. So Seth is being consumed by Nightblood currently. Lift is going to Dalinar. So this is not going to end well. Most likely. I might be wrong, and everything might be great. Okay, Lift is helping Seth. I don't know how she's doing it, but she is. Yasna hugged Renarin instead of killing him. Like, the way my eyes instantly teared up. And also, Kaladin can't say the words. Which means Adolin might not survive. Dalinar, please. Dalinar. Inside his fist, he held a golden sphere, a solitary glory spren. The most important step a man can take is not the first one, is it? It's the next. Always the next step, Dalinar. Dalinar forced air into his lungs and spoke a single ragged sentence. You cannot have my pain. Oh my god. Please. Dalinar, please. We're on chapter 119, Unity. We're almost there, guys. I'm gonna cry. I'm so proud of Dalinar. Oh my god. You cannot have my pain. I did it. I killed the people. You might have been there, but I made the choice. I decided. I killed her. It hurts so much, but I did it. Accept it. You cannot have her. You cannot take that from me again. Oh my god. A journey before destination. It cannot be a journey if it doesn't have beginning. I will take responsibility for what I have done, Dalinar whispered. If I must fail, I will rise each time a better man. That's so good. What the fuck? Stop. I can't do this. I can't do this right now. Like, I'm very hormonal right now. This is really not good for me. Dalinar closed his eyes, breathing out, listening to the sudden stillness, and within that simple, quiet voice, a woman's voice, so familiar to him, I forgive you. That broke me. That really did break me. I am unity. He slammed both hands together and combined 3 realms into one. Oh. Also still saying, maybe you don't have to save anyone, Kaladin. Maybe it's time someone saves you. I can't take this. It's emotional turmoil at this point. That's what I feel like right now. Teft. Teft. How dare this book do this to me? I will protect those I hate, even if the one I hate most is myself. Teft, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of so many of these characters right now, but I'm so scared. Amaram, you bitch. Amaram, I hope Kaladin gets you. Anyway, Amaram was about to hit Dalinar with Oathbringer, the sword, and we see Adolin, we see Kaladin, and we see Shallan coming back. I'm still nervous. Like, I'm trying not to be too optimistic, but I'm still excited, okay? Look, I have this much left. Nightblood is talking to Lift. It's actually kind of cute. Maybe I was just really, really hungry, and Lift is like, well, supposedly she couldn't blame someone for that. Everyone's coming together. I'm still scared, though, again, because, again, we still have some pages left. Renarin just ran to Adolin to heal him. I'm so happy. I just finished 119, and I'm so happy they're all together now, and Dalinar is telling them all what to do, and it's just like, unity. Unity, that's the name of the chapter, right? Okay, it makes a lot of sense now, because I'm just so happy they're all together. I know that he knows that Ellikar's not alive, but, like, obviously, compared to everything else that's happening, that's kind of like a smaller thing. He can grieve later. For now, they have to deal with this, and everyone, like, there's Seth is there, and he's telling Kaladin to deal with Amaram, which I hope means he can finally get that conclusion with that horrible person. He's a bastard. He deserves, you know. So, we're gonna go into 120 now. The spear that would not break. Okay. Amaram swallowed the frickin' gem that Odian told him to swallow. Oh no, he's gonna become powerful? Ew. Aww. Adolin summoned his shard blade and it did not scream. That's so sweet. He braced himself for a scream, but none came, and the blade fell into his hand after 10 heartbeats. I'm sorry, and thank you. I love him so much. Like, he is, ooh, he's one of my favorites. I always say that. I have so many favorites, but I really, really like Adolin. I just love him. I also don't want to forget to mention Yasna. She is kicking butt right now with her Fabrial, and I just need to mention that because, like, she deserves a bit of, you know, praise as well because she's awesome, and I always did like her. So I just need to mention she is doing a great job. Oh my gosh. The scenes with Shallan holding onto the hand of Radiant and Veil, like, it makes me feel something. Like, it just, like, feels so emotional to me because of how precious that is, that she's finally able to, like, embrace all 3 versions of herself, I guess. Oh my gosh, my heart. Also, Amaram having 2 blades, Oathbringer and the one that he took from Kaladin, or, like, the one that Kaladin technically won. Yeah, that's pretty intense. Also kind of awesome. Like, I hate Amaram, but that's still pretty awesome. Like, the scene in my head, immaculate. Oh my god. Oh. Adolin is talking to his sword, and she actually talked back to him. Adolin says, this is what you were designed for, isn't it? It was for fighting things like that. Shard blades are practically long for duels, and plates are overkill even on the battlefield, but against a monster of stone. You want to fight it, don't you? It reminds you of when you were alive. And then something tickles his mind, a very faint sigh, a single word. Maya Loran, a name. Right, Maya, let's bring this thing down. Oh my god. She's talking to him, even though he's not, like, a rate. I can't. It's like the most precious thing in the world. Oh, my heart, I can't handle it. Okay, Venli just spoke the words. I'm so proud of her too. Like, I'm so proud of these characters. She seems like she's a good person. She just feels like she was misguided, and I think she's going to be okay, hopefully, but Venli. Who the heck is Herdalm? Who is this? A figure in glistening black shard plate, a large hammer strapped to his back. Do I know this? Do I know who this is? He's helping them. That's good, I think. Kaladin is fighting Amaram. Oh my god. Kaladin says, today what I do for the men you killed. I am the man I've become because of them. And then, obviously, Amaram says, I made you. I forged you. He leapt at Kaladin, propelling himself off the ground, hanging in the air. And in doing so, he entered Kaladin's domain. Kaladin floated down toward him. 10 spears go to battle, he whispered, and 9 shatter. Did the war forge the one that remained? No, Amaram. All the war did was identify the spear that would not break. So yeah, Emram fell, but is he actually alive? He's probably still alive. Like, let's just be honest. We didn't see him actually finish him off. Renarin! Renarin is so cool! He joined the fight and like went after the void, like the thing. And he fought with the guy with the black shard plate. Whatever, he's so cool. I love Renarin. I was so worried about him earlier. I was like, oh no, he's gonna betray everyone. And then he wasn't gonna survive. And now look at him. So happy for him, honestly. Taft, 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 taft. He's here. He's here. So proud of him. Bridge 4. Also Rock. He's okay. Also Rock hugging Renarin is so cute. He also doesn't like being touched. I really like Renarin because he's so much like me. Like, so much like me. I love it. Rock hugs Renarin and Renarin's like, why? And Rock's like, you look like someone who needed a hug. And Renarin says, I assure you, I never look like that, but I'm glad you guys came back. So cute. So Lift gave Dalinar the gem, the red gem, which I'm assuming is Honor's drop. And he lifted it to the sky, into the mist, and said, thank you for giving me the strength of when I needed it. Now, old friend, it is time to rest. And he put the thrill, I guess, into this gem. And now the thrill is being sucked into the gem. And like, this whole thing with Dalinar is just like so freaking beautiful. It makes you want to cry just thinking about it. It's just like, oh my god. It's just so well done. Ah, it's so beautiful. I love it so much. And there we see Emram finally falling. That was so beautiful. Kaladin saying, like, I know what you are now. I see what you are, what you've always been. I saw it in your eyes, Amaram. I saw the guilt you felt. You tried to break me as a slave, but you failed. They rescued me. Bridge 4, he whispered, as an arrow hit him in the head. So beautiful. Like, I can't handle this. Like, literally my chest is hurting. Like, that's how intense, like, I feel right now. I can't handle this. Oh, Moash, you bet. Why are you here? He's ruining the moment. Anyway, I just finished 120. At the very, very end of 120. Oh my god. I can't take this. Like, I really can't. Rock was the one that shot the arrow and hit Amaram. What? But I remember he was good with bow and arrows. I remember he was good at it from Bridge 4, like book 1. Oh my god. The Blackthorn was crying as he cradled the gemstone. Dalinar, Kaladin asked, worried, jogging over. What happened? It is over, Captain, Dalinar said. Then he smiled. Why had he seemed so grieved? It's over. I think he's grieving the thrill, because it was an old friend of his. I don't want to think about it. Like, I'm actually gonna freaking start crying again. So, we're gonna go into a Moash chapter, which I'm sure will make me a lot happier. So, yeah, at least that's something. At least it's changing the scene. But it feels kind of like most of it's over. The thrill's gone, and everyone's kind of coming back to themselves, and we're kind of getting to the end. So, yeah. I have 40 pages left. So, yeah, let's get into it. You have killed a king, she said, removing a sheath within her robes, a strange knife with a sapphire set within the pommel. The weapon was of bright gold and metal, so light it was almost white. Would you do the same to a god? Which one? I don't like this. I'm having a lot of fun, but I feel so numb because of that emotional turmoil and roller coaster I had. I feel numb, but it was a great time. I feel like I need a break soon. Oh my god, I love Adolin. Oh my god, I love him so freaking much. The way he's comforting her. Oh. She's like flicking between all of her personalities, and he takes her hand and looks at her and like something's wrong. And she's like, yeah, I know, there's a lot going on. And he just like squeezes her hand and she comes back to herself and she's Shallan again. That's the one I am. He knows. Like, he knows which one is Shallan. I love them both. She's like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, Renarin healed me. She's like, I hope it's alright if I do this then. And she hugs him. How are you really? Tired, she whispers. I can carry you up, he said. Of course, you're radiant, so maybe you can carry me. I've already been all the way up to the city, and he's so cute. I love him so much. I also love how he's not like threatened by his masculinity because she's stronger than him. I just love that. Like, they're both really, really powerful, but she's a little bit more because she's a radiant, and he just accepts that. I just love that he's not like sensitive to that. It's just like, it's just amazing. It's just so sweet. I love them so much. And now Shallan's being confusing because Vale took over when she saw Kaladin, and then Radiant is like, yeah, you guys would work better together because you're both Radiants. No, I like Adolin and her more together, but also Kaladin wouldn't be a bad choice for her either, but I can't do this. I hate love triangles. Shallan, I've decided to step back. I have to say this, Shallan, please. I'm gonna let him have you. Let him have me? I'm holding you back, Adolin says. I see the way you look at each other. I don't want to keep this from forcing myself to spend time with me because you feel sorry for me. What a sweetheart. He's such a cutie, like. First off, you don't get to treat me like some kind of prize. You don't get to decide who gets me. That's right, Shalon. I'm an artist, Adeline. I appreciate a nice picture when I see it. Doesn't mean I have to put it on a hook and go get intimate. Shalon, he can literally fly. Oh, and is that what women are supposed to seek in a mate? Everything on this page was immaculate. If you don't like romance, do you like this? Like, if you read the series, do you even like the romance? Because I know that people like fantasy, some people don't like the romance in it. Let me know. Because I know that sometimes Sanderson isn't the best with it, but I think this is actually really freaking sweet. Like, it's a slow burn. It's actually endearing. Like, this is like the first time I actually enjoy romance in a Sanderson novel, which is saying something, because I usually don't. This is really cute, though. I thought I had 30 pages earlier. I actually had 40. Now I have 30 pages. I think I need a break. I've been reading for 2.5 hours straight, and I feel so numb. And if I read, I'm going to just not absorb anything. So I might come back to you soon, either today or tomorrow, whatever day, and I'm going to finish this book off. I have 30 pages. I should probably finish it, but literally, I don't know if I can, like, do it. Like, my brain, my chest is hurting. Like, actively, it feels like someone ripped my heart out and put it back. So I think I need a break. So I'm going to go and do that. The best way possible. This was so intense. And, I just can't explain how I feel right now. It's just a lot. It's a lot. Teft is here. He's talking to Kaladin. It's really nice. And Rock seems very dejected because, in his opinion, at least, it seems like he broke his oath potentially, even though he was protecting Kaladin. And it's obviously going to impact him a lot. So yeah, a lot that's going on. Also, the rock that Kaladin picks up. He picks up a rock and Syl's like, it's very pretty. He's like, thank you. When it gets wet, it changes colors and it looks like a rainbow. Oh, my heart. Like, that's something that Tien would do, his brother. And it's just like that little connection with his brother. I just can't wait to see Kaladin kind of like accepting everything. But I'm just happy that Adeline and Shalon are a thing. Kaladin accepts it. He knows that. And yeah, a lot of like conclusions. This feels like almost like a last book. Almost. I know it's not, but like it feels like a really big conclusion to the series, which means that whatever happens next is going to be a lot of like finalizing what's already happened. And I know a lot more is going to go on, but it just feels like a lot of like whatever hasn't been wrapped up will be wrapped up in the next 2 books. So I'm gonna go recover from the emotional distress I just had and come back soon. I'm currently on sprints and I'm going to be finishing Oathbringer. I have 30 pages left. I know I didn't finish it yesterday. Don't come at me, but I wanted to have time. I was so numb yesterday. My heart was hurting, like literally my chest was hurting. But now I'm back and I only have 30 pages left and I get to finally finish this book. So let's finish this book together, shall we? I am very excited to finally be at the end. Moash did he really just do that to a herald? Like, did he just really use that knife on a herald? All right, so Jezrien is not alive anymore, supposedly. That was really random and quick. Okay. And Lopen. Lopen has his own spren. Adorable, by the way. And his name is Rua, which is really cute. He's really cute. I like him a lot. And I guess, he just said the word, so I guess he's in the second thing now, so that's cool. Around 122? It's only 9 in the morning. I'm gonna cry again. Kaladin just met up with the rest of Bridge 4 that were from Cabranth, whatever the place was that they were, anyway, whatever, where they had to run away from after Alucard was killed, and Bridge 4 is like holding a frightened child, and it's like, we protect those who cannot protect themselves. It's Alucard's son. Don't tell me Taravangian's gonna become Odium's champion. That would be wild. That's not gonna happen, right? In one of the chapters, in like a chapter ago, Dalinar asked for him to be taught how to read, which is so sweet. Like, finally, yes, break those gender norms in the Stormlight Archive. Also, Taravangian's the one that let Odium into a read-through. Really? I mean, I'm not that surprised because he wanted to betray Dalinar, but still, like, that's a lot. That's a lot, Taravangian. And right now, Odium is probably going to trick him because he's not very smart right now into doing something dumb. So, we love to see it. Are you telling me that Taravangian's the one that went after Bridge 4? Or he stole the honor blade? That had to have been him. Oh, Taravangian, you've made a mess. You have made a mess. So he's pretty much saying sacrifice everything but Cabranth. That's the deal he made. Preserve Cabranth. You may destroy all other nations. Alright, Taravangian, I see you. Adeline is telling Dalinar about Sidious. What? It was me. I broke the codes of war. It cannot be Yasna. No way. What? Yasna stepped in. She wore a small but unmistakable crown on her head. That's my girl. That's my girl. All right. You know what? That's the best decision. I'm so excited. I love her so much. I'm so excited. So Shallan and Adolin are gonna get married. There's like 10 pages left. So either something bad is gonna really bad happen, or it'll be happy ever after. Or at least for the end of this book, happy. I don't know what's gonna be. I guess I'll read, but I'm scared. I just teared up again. Okay, so first of all, Caldrin getting her boots. So cute. Like book one. Well, the book two that happened. Oh. And then this part where Radiant and Vale talk to her and they say like they're approving of him. It's so sweet. A celebration of you. It's okay for me to enjoy this, Shallan says. It's all right to celebrate, even if things are terrible in the world. It's all right. I deserve this. It was all right to be happy. Like, I can't do this. And then her brothers showed up. Oh my god, it's so cute. Mraize just sent her note and essentially is saying that we want one of the Unmade to become a Ghostblood, which is wild. Crazy, but also I want to see if it actually happens, because what? So Dalinar is writing currently, or trying to learn how to write, and I really like this quote. Dalinar says, or he thinks in his head, we took shard blades from the women, he thought, glancing at the one hung on the wall above the desk, and they seized the literacy from us. Who got the better deal, I wonder? Yeah, I'm almost tearing up again. Dalinar. Ugh. So first of all, the sunlight is distracting me from the other light. What other light? Yeah, what other light are you talking about? Also, he's writing his own book, Oathbringer, My Glory and My Shame, written by the hand of Dalinar Kholin. That's so sweet. Oh my god. And then he has Oathbringer now, the weapon. Oh my god. I can't. Every single book is based off of a book in the series. Like, every single book has a name from an actual novel in the Stormlight Archive. So this is his. Oh my god, that's so cool. I only have like 4 pages left. We're on Hoyd. Epilogue. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Let's go. Wait, what? What? Did he just awaken the doll? Why is there like helicopters? There's no airplanes, by the way, in this area. I don't know. It's just the loud day to day. He raised the doll to his lips and whispered a choice of words. When it set it down, it started to walk on its own. Nah, that can't be. That cannot be an awakening thing from Warbreaker. He did. His coat is gray now. What does this mean? So you could actually do that here? What? I'm so confused. I'm so excited. Wait. Is that little pattern, potential spren, is that his spren? Wit rolled over and looked at the pattern that covered his palm. It seemed to be trembling. Life before death, little one, Wit whispered. Or is it like a reborn? Is that like the herald? I don't know what this means. Okay, we're done. Let's talk about it. I finished Oathbringer. It only took me a few months, but I've officially finished it. And how do I feel about it? Okay, so I would honestly give the first 1,000 pages a 4 stars. Like a lower 4 stars. And I'm not trying to say that as if I hate the book. Obviously not. I think 4 stars is really good still. But it just took me so long to read because I just felt like a little bit, not bored, it just felt like it dragged a bit. I still think it was amazing. I still love the writing. I still love the characters. Like, I'm so attached to these characters. I'm so scared for the next 2 books. But it's just like 4 stars for most of the book. The ending, though, is a 100% 5 stars. So good. So I'm probably going to put this to a 4.25 just to kind of round it out a bit and make it more of a 4 than a 5. But that being said, I still really love my time reading it. Like, I adore these characters so much. And again, I am terrified what's going to happen to them in the next 2 books. Now, please don't spoil for me. Please don't. I would really hope that no one would do that to me because I would really be upset. So please don't. But I'm going to potentially finish the next 2 books within the next year, a little bit more potentially. I'm also potentially going to put a part 1 and 2 for future reading vlogs closer together and just like post them at the same time. So that way you guys don't have to wait like 3 months in between them. I promise I'll try not to do that anymore. But yes, I'm done. 4.25 rating overall. Still really well done. The ending was immaculate, incredible. And the Sunderland, as always, did not disappoint. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. If you want to put an emoji down below, put any type of like gemstone. I think diamond is probably the most obvious one. If there's any other ones, Are there any other ones? Probably not. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. I'm sorry it took me so long to get this video out, and this was such a long video in general, so I hope it's okay. But thank you for being a part of this. I'm having an amazing time with the series. It is an amazing, incredible series, as always, and I cannot wait to continue it. So we will continue within the next few months, hopefully. I'm probably gonna be reading the novella very soon. I'm not sure when I'm gonna be reading Rhythm of War, but I'm hoping by the middle to end of this year, at least. At least. Okay, so thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. Have a great day. Have an amazing reading month, and hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.